Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So again, today we're going to do a real quick review from the rental case. This one happens to be an M&P EZ Sheild, but it's the EZ. Okay, in case you don't know what the EZ is, we're about to explain it. So let me just show you. It is empty, and of course that is empty. So for now, everything is going to be closed, and you know that it's completely empty. So made a bunch of notes about it, and I know right off the bat you guys are going to be like, well, who cares? It's only a 380, and you've been doing 45s and larger calibers. While that is true, this is actually really one of the more popular pistols that we rent out or that people try out and buy. So I'm just going to go over some quick features. As you can tell right off the bat, on the back there is a grip safety. So when you grip it, it compresses it, and boom, that safety is engaged. It also has an ambidextrous external safety right up here, just like your 1911s or so on and so forth. What makes this one unique, oh, before I forget, it's also got a loaded round indicator on top, just like the Ruger that I have. Or it's not my Ruger, it happens to be my daughter's, but it's got a loaded indicator on there. Some people like it, some people hate it, others maybe don't care. But the reason this is the EZ is there's some serrations up front. If you're anything like me, you know I know I like to do a press check before I put my everyday carry on. So I always grab and do the press check. The problem though is like the 226 that I carry can be really hard, and I know like my wife can't do the press check on it. She's just there manhandling it and all that, and even I get like that, and I'm like, I can't just rack it back and look. I'm really putting pressure on it in weird spots just to crack it back a little bit. I like to know what state the gun is in at all times. So, granted, I take it off and put it in the safe. Well, I doubt that the round that's in the chamber has been removed from the chamber, but you never know. So every morning before I put it on, I drop the mag out, take a look at the mag, it's full mag, I do the press check, boom, it's good. I'll put it into the holster and move on with my day. So this, getting back to this, easy because the slide is really easy. And why is that important? Not so much if you're in your 20s or your 30s, or hell, if you have decent strength and dexterity with your hands. But what it's good for is if you're older, if your hands are arthritic, it is easy to get this slide back, to do a press check, or just to lock it back, or once it's loaded to get it to shoot forward, instead of having to rely on hitting the slide lock, slide release, whatever you want to call it. So with everything that's been going on in the United States these days, we've gotten a lot of older people that have come in looking for some sort of self-defense gun. Not to carry on them, but to keep at home. So one of the more popular ones is this, and they're hard to get. In fact, today we had ordered a 43X last week for a person. She came in and she was like, well, I really don't like the 43X. I borrowed my friend's, I used it, wasn't too keen on it. And we also had gotten one of these in, an EZ 380. She saw it, took this out of the case, we explained it to her, and we showed her how easy it was. She fell in love. She goes, I don't want the 43X anymore, I want to buy that. They're roughly around the same price. So she took that home. So we put the 43X in the case, and it lasted about 10 minutes. And then the 43X was sold because, well, it's a Glock 43X and it's rather popular and hard to get. So that 43X went to a good home. I'm sure it'll be happy. So, more about this now. Got some notes here, some specs. So, like I said, it's a 380 auto. Its capacity is only 8+1, which is fine, but it's a 380, you know. The overall length is 6.7 inches. The barrel length is 3.6 inches. White dot sights, so there's good contrast. The rear sight is adjustable, so you can make any changes to that zero that you need. It is an internal hammer fired, so there is no external hammer that you have to worry about. And sorry about the dinging on my phone, it's off now. The trigger pull on this, you guys are going to like this. Whether it's all the way forward or you kept the trigger all the way back and you do your trigger reset, which is right there, very minimum. Either way, 2 pounds. Can't beat it. A 2-pound pull. I'll roll the footage of me shooting. Here you go. Okay, so that we ran that beautiful footage of me shooting, I pulled down off their website what they call the other features. I call them selling points. So they're as follows. The easy to rack slide, which we discussed. It's a crisp light trigger with tactile and audible trigger reset, which is true. You definitely can feel when it resets. You may or may not be able to hear it if you're on the range. I know when I was down shooting at our private range, I had no problem hearing it. It includes 2 easy-to-load 8-round M&P 380 Sheild magazines. It's got the grip safety, which we discussed. Windage adjustment on the rear sight, and it comes with a tool. It can I can't speak. Find my words. It can disassemble without pulling the trigger. So, Glocks, obviously, you know, you got to pull the trigger to break it down. You know, I'm sure everybody's seen the video now. Guy on Facebook, is playing with a Glock, and he's like, I'm going to break it down, and he shoots himself in the thigh. That's lack of training and lack of checking. It has a tactile loaded chamber indicator, which we talked about. It is available with or without ambidextrous manual thumb safety. Honestly, it doesn't matter if it's ambidextrous or not. Obviously, if you're left-handed, you want the ambidextrous one. But if you only have the choice between ambidextrous and non-ambidextrous, it doesn't matter. In no way does having the external safety on this side interfere with the safety on the other side. It doesn't even stick out that much. It is the perfect size for a nightstand or to carry or for a day at the range. It's thin and lightweight, and its optimal 18-degree grip angle and natural point of aim. It is covered with an Armalite durable corrosion-resistant finish. Those are their selling points, and I've got to say, you know what? It's actually a really good pistol. If you're in the market for a new everyday carry, or you've got that special loved one that does have their permit, but they've gotten, I don't want to say old, we'll say seasoned. And they're having problems gripping and pulling it back or doing that press check or anything like that. This might be a new good everyday carry or a good nightstand gun, or at least a gun to have in the house for self-defense, because I'm telling you, it's getting nutty out there. They're heading to the suburbs. That's where we all live. A lot of people have escaped the cities and headed to the suburbs, and now everything's coming to the suburbs. So, you know, take that as you will. But that's enough about this. So, I'm going to cut it short. It's in the rental case. If you're in the neighborhood and you have a state permit, a state of Connecticut permit, you can rent this for $10 for the day. Granted, we don't have no .380 ammo in stock, so you really can't rent it. Hell, we have no .380, no 9mm, no 5.56, no 223, no 40, no 40. We don't really have anything left. Whatever does come in, we need to keep some of it, obviously, for lessons and for our pistol classes. And what else is left over, we put out for sale, and we'll put it out on social media, and it's usually gone within 2 or 3 hours. So, if this nonsense ever stops and we're out of the ammo shortage and you're in the neighborhood and you want to try out the M&P Sheild 380 EZ, you know where we are. So, enough about that. Alright, you know the drill. See you guys on the trail.